Hey guys, welcome back to the episode 9 of HTML and CSS series. Today we're learning one of the most powerful layout tools in CSS, Flexbox. Flexbox makes it super easy to align things, center things, and build responsive layout designs without going crazy with margins and positions. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, now here we have a HTML boilerplate code as always. What I'm going to do is make a div. Inside this div, I'm going to make three boxes. Let's say box, and each will have another class just to pick the colors, right? In the last video, I'm going to do that and change that to 2 and that to 3. Now what we can do is link it with another CSS file. So I haven't taught you, I think, how to link a CSS file to another page, but so what I'm going to do is here, what I'm going to do is do link, and here link style sheet. What I'm going to do is put style.css. So this file, this tag right here is linking our HTML file with the style.css, but we don't have a style.css file, right? So we're going to make a style.css here. So this is our CSS file where we write all of our CSS code. So what I'm going to do is go here and first I'm going to call this container here. And here this container will have a display. I'm going to do is just set this to display flex, but I'll tell you how to use this display flex in a bit. Just give me a minute. And here this will have a width of 80 pixels, not 80%, and also have a height of let's say 1000 pixels, and also have a border of 2 pixel solid black. There we go. I'm gonna increase this by a little bit, let's say 90%. Also give this margin 50 pixels on all sides, making it kind of come to center. I'm probably do 40. Yeah, there you go. So that is our container, right? Now what I do is, so we have to remember that we're linking this. Make sure you remember this, okay? The short form to this is just typing link. You'll see this link and just type in the href. You just type your name of your CSS file. And there you go. With that said, it should be linked. If you remove this entirely, this will not work. Okay? So you have to remember that. Or you can just use a style tag if you're just making a small project. But for big projects, making a separate CSS file is much more cleaner and efficient. So with that said, now let's style our boxes, right? What I do is type boxes here, or add box. So here what I want to do is give our boxes, all of our boxes a width. Let's say the width is 100 pixels. Let's give height 100 pixels. And also give a color of white for the text, but we don't have anything. I'm just going to type box 1, box 2, and box 3. If I do that, it should appear, but it will not. Give me a second. So what I'll do is give a color white. It's not popping up because the color of the text is white, right? Now what I'm going to do is select our box 1. You have to understand that this is one class and this is completely different class, but it is still in the same because we want it to act like a ID, but it's class, right? So here what I'm doing is just typing a background color. Let's say the first one is red. Now you can see it coming up. Let's also give it, let's increase the width actually. I can also do that, I guess. So here what I'm going to do is give a border of 1 pixel solid black. I think it's 2, is it 5 pixels? Okay. So that's that. Also give a margin top of 5 5 pixels so it doesn't touch right at the edge, right? What I'm going to do is copy this, paste it 2 times, change this to blue, and change that to green. So here I'm going to change the name just like that, and we should have 3 boxes. Now, with that said, we have that, right? Now let's understand what's display flex or flexbox. So with that said, what I'm going to do is go to our container and cut this display flex. Now if we do that, this will come in a straight line because we have stacked them, right? This is in position static. As I told in last video, by default the position of the boxes are static. Now what it'll do is, now I'm going to do display flex. Now if I do that, all the boxes will come in a straight line, or it will shift to x-axis, right? Now this is what display flex does. Now you can also change it by using another property called flex direction. Now by default it's row. So if you do that, as you can see, it's just row, because by default if you do display flex, the flex direction is row. So it is arranged in x-axis. Now you can give another saying column. Now if you do that, it will move the flex direction to column, or you can just change this, okay? This is how you do it. Now another property, right? I'm gonna put it to display row again, like this. Now if you want to center all 3 of these boxes, what you can do is give justify content center. So justify content is something that only works in x-axis. So if you do justify content center, it will center all of those 3 boxes, because we have 3 boxes inside this container which we are styling. So it will basically center all of the HTML tags or containers that are inside that div, right? If we do that, this will come to exactly in center, as you can see. So that is what justify content center does. I'm going to change this to around 500. So that is justify content center. Now another thing you can do is give align items. So we have learned how to center items in the x-axis. What if you want to do in the y-axis, right? I will close this. It will come to normal, right? Now there's another property which only works for y-axis or the down axis, that is align items. Align items is basically justify content, but it's only for y-axis. If I do align item center, it will center itself in the y-axis, just like that. That is how it works. Now if I wanted to put all 3 of these boxes exactly in this container, what I would do is align item center and justify content center, and it will be completely on the middle. That is what align item center and justify content center do. Now if you close that, now other properties of justify content is space around, space between, and space evenly. If you do space around, it will basically put all 3 of these boxes on the y-axis equally. It will just spread equally, also giving a margin on the left and right, right? And if I do space evenly, it will basically have equal spaces in the margin and gaps, right? It will basically have equal spaces also with margin. The evenly and around can look similar, but around has a little less border in the margin side, a little less margin. That is space around and space evenly. So space between basically spaces it equally without having any margin. As you can see, it will just space it equally between the boxes, but not give any margin at the left and the right hand side. Okay, that is justify content space evenly, space around, and space between. Another property of justify content is the flex end and flex start. If we do flex start, all of these boxes will basically stick to the start, like this, right? If you do flex end, it will go to all the way at the end, right? Now this you can also do with align items. If you do align items, and it will basically be at the same flex end, because flex start, because that's by default, right? If you do flex start here, nothing will happen because again it's already at the start. But if we do flex end, it will go to end at the y-axis. That is what it does. But what if you want to give your own spaces between, or your own specific pixel spaces between boxes? To do that, you can use a property in Flex called gap. Now you can give gap of, let's say, 20 pixels, and it will have a 20 pixel gap between box 1, box 2, and box 3. Okay, you can also do that. Or you can also give, let's say, space, justify content space around. And you want more space, you can also give gap with, let's say, 50 pixels. If you do that, basically what happens is increases the gap between the boxes while also maintaining the equal spaces between the boxes. Now, next thing I want to teach you guys is the flex wrap. So if I just close everything here and make it a normal, and if I literally, let's say, make some few more content like this. Now, by default, flex wrap property is set to no wrap, right? If I do flex wrap and set it to no wrap, this is the by default property of the flex wrap, right? If I do flex wrap wrap, now what happens is now all of the boxes do not keep or just stack in the one line. It comes down if there is no space. Now that's what flex wrap does. Now if we do flex wrap, a new property is unlocked, that is align content. If we do align content, right, now the value that goes into align content is basically the same as justify content. We can do flex start. It will just, put out everything to start, or we can do flex end. We can also do, let's say, center to put everything in center. We can also do space between, space around, space evenly. You get it, right? You can do space evenly like this, or space around. That is flex wrap. Okay. So next thing I want to teach you guys is let's first cut all of these and make it only 3. Now, next thing I want to teach you guys is the flex grow. Now, in the box, which is our individual boxes, right? What I can give is to box 1, I can give a flex grow of 1. Now, if I do that, as you can see, what happens is box 1 will take the remaining spaces that is empty in the actual container, right? If we, let's say, comment this part out, this space right here was basically empty and it was not taken by anything, right? If you do flex grow, it will grow the actual container, which is the grow applied to, right? It will basically take the remaining space in the web page. If we do flex grow, as you can see, it takes that much. You can also put flex grow in all 3 of these, or you can just straight up keep here if you want to apply all 3 of these here, and it will take even spaces and cover the entire line to itself by having equal spaces. This is one thing you can do, right? Now another is flex shrink. If we do flex shrink, and let's say I put flex shrink to, let's say, to box 1, and give a property to flex shrink, let's say 5, what happens is, let's say if I make this small gap, box 1, it will shrink faster than box 2, as you can see. Now I can also give, let's say, what happened is I can give the flex shrink to, let's say, 5 or 4, any value, to the actual box, and also give a flex grow of 1. Now, if I try to do it, as you can see, it is kind of responsive, right? It is flexing and shrinking it. Now this property is really used to make responsive designs in the nav bars and other stuff. So it is very important property. Now the last property I want to teach you guys is flex basis. Let's say that box 1 has the flex basis. What happens if you apply flex basis is all of these containers have a width of 100 pixels and height 100 pixels. I can override that by using flex basis. Let's say I want to pump it down to 300 pixels, I can do that. Okay, it basically overrides the width of the boxes, but it generally is never used except in the few exceptions. So yeah, but as it is still important to mention. But instead of using flex grow, flex shrink, and flex basis, there is a combined property that is flex. Okay, there is one property that's flexed, and if we apply that, let's say flex 1, it will basically apply the flex grow, flex shrink, and flex basis. You don't have to type flex grow, flex shrink, and flex basis. It will intelligently apply the flex shrink, flex grow, and flex basis onto your web page. And that's it for today's video, guys. And that was one of the most powerful layout tools in CSS, Flexbox. If you learned something new and if you want to try this Flexbox or new harnessed property in your CSS styling, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want interactive programming courses, check out coding.com in the link in the description down below. And with that said, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye bye.